medicine. Say you ballin', but you showing no evidence. And my flows got gifts, so it's heaven sent. You don't bump like me, you ain't elegant. Try to front ball, like the trunk, no elephant. Breathe up now, ball like I'm stock done. Tons of bread to my man's like an option. Got a gift like what's all up in your stocking. Build the city crazy, that's how I'm rocking. Church up, my clique be mobbing. Better watch the chick, cause she be dotting. Moco.
But when I lie back in my cell, dog, I'm all alone.
Just as we discussed in part 1, it was a cold February afternoon in 2017, Montgomery County, Maryland. The quiet calm of the day is shattered by the sound of gunshots. Police arrive on the scene to find a chilling vision: the lifeless body of a man named Wassie Young, also known as Trap Flava Cee, riddled with bullets, slumped between two vehicles. One of these cars, a white Toyota Corolla, belonged to Edgar Garcia Gaona, who had also been hit but had managed to survive the brutal encounter. On March 2nd, Garcia Gaona, recovering in the hospital, identified another man, Brown, as being involved in the shooting from a photo array presented by the police. 8 days later, the police sat down with Brown, who reveals a twisted plot involving a planned move on the ZA Man. He tells the story of how he and his three men, Trap Flava Cee, Davion Foster, and Tyrek Thomas, had planned to bag the ZA Man. The group had met up with others, including Shiloh Young, also known in the DMV rap scene as Simba, who had called Garcia Gaona, asking him to sell him some ZA. When Garcia Gaona arrived, Brown got into the front passenger seat of his car, and Trap Flava Cee took a seat in the back. Then, according to Brown, the narrative took a dark turn. Foster and Thomas, in Brown's rental car, blocked in Garcia Gaona's vehicle. Garcia Gaona whipped out the dog, and Brown leapt from the car. He watched as Trap Flava Cee and Garcia Gaona, both now dogged up, wrestled in the car. Garcia Gaona offered a different account, stating that it was Brown and Trap Flava Cee who had upped their dogs first upon entering his car. He claimed that Foster and Thomas, the youngins in the rental car, began letting off rounds into his vehicle. Regardless of who pulled the first trigger, the result was a rack of bullets. Trap Flava Cee was hit up twice by Garcia Gaona, and then 5 more times by his own men, Foster and Thomas. His body was then pushed out into the parking lot. The chaos continued as Garcia Gaona abandoned his blocked-in car, took Brown's rental, and fled the scene. As for Brown, he initially gave chase on foot before turning away and running from the scene. His cell phone was dropped out of his pocket as he fled the scene. Adding another layer to this series of events is the other suspect by the name of Simba. In an unrelated crime, Simba, then 18, had been sentenced to 24 years in prison for a violent move targeting students from Watkins Mill High School in Montgomery Village. He and his accomplice Tamario Gregg bagged the students at gunpoint, finessing their cell phones, shoes, and jackets. Gregg received a 30-year sentence. However, Simba was released early in 2023.